house, bestrevenueco.com. So here's an update. I just got back from the event, and it was not what it was supposed to be, but I learned a lot, right? It was a big bust, and the universe repaid me back very nicely, and I'll explain at the end how that happened. It's like a good karma point thing. So, something good came out of this. Maybe not the exact situation, but I learned a lot of lessons out of this thing. So the first one here is, right, I'm going to start my own meetup group as opposed to attending other ones, because I think this is the second or third bus, right? I want a sample size to make sure that I'm not writing something off necessarily because I did it once and it didn't work out. I don't know if 3 is too much, but was it worth driving down there? Probably not. I drove about 30 minutes to be at this thing. So let me tell you this. Here is a pro tip on this thing, because I think Meetup can be very powerful, right? It's all going to depend on who comes there. And so what I would say is this. Before you go, they actually have this neat little feature where you can look up the people in attendance and click on their profile and see who's actually going to be there, right? So one of two things. One, you can message somebody but beforehand to kind of build a little bit of rapport. Say, hey, I love your looks like we have our interests aligned. Would love to meet you for 10, 15 minutes while we're there. That way you build some familiarity beforehand. Wish I would have known that. I did not know that was an option beforehand. That would have helped out a lot. The second thing about this is it will give you what these people's interests are and kind of what they do, right? So I would say in this example, everybody starts somewhere. I understand, but I was a little bit more, it's more of a beginner's network. I wasn't going there really to be in a position to help bring up at the moment. I'm looking for people that I can partner with or do business, not so much hire. For example, within about 2 minutes, somebody had asked me for a job, and I appreciate that for asking me that. That's beautiful. And maybe one day, right now, that's not where my focus is, right? It's on building partnerships and the ecosystem. And the other thing about it was the group of people that were there and what they did, their fields of interest. Had I done that kind of recon beforehand, I would have known, the mortgage brokers, the spirituality coaches, the engineers. Like, I didn't need any of that, right? I was hoping by the title that it would have been people with established businesses. Some people didn't have any at all. Like I said, if they're there to soak up game and knowledge, great. That's awesome. I hope that they found the right people that can help bring them along. So those are the big things I learned. I think if I was to redo it again, obviously I wouldn't sign up for this exact event. I'm going to do some more recon to look at other events that using these methods, but also start my own group. So like the best revenue group, I'll be starting that immediately. The hardest part will obviously be walking down locations and the attendance and all that stuff. But I've done it before. I had a group of about 115. And then I stopped when I moved away out of town, and I just never really restarted. So, that's the recap. Now, as promised, for the great news, I got an RFP, a request for proposal, from a high-end, vice president that was is in the market. They said, great time. Ryan, you reached out at the perfect time. Let's set up some time to chat. I also heard from my favorite partner that I got, from Jeff from Pipe Rich. I heard from him today, and we're doing great things together as far as a working partnership, because he does cold emails and everything, a world I don't touch. So, we're gonna finalize some partnership, the fun part, the paperwork and all of that. But we're building something great together. Possibly we'll have a shared client that might also be a hybrid partner as well. But having an RFP is big, because it means that, they're in the market, they're a motivated buyer, they're looking for the services, so I have good chances of winning this business. So, the universe said, hey, that didn't work out too well. You're going to pass knowledge on to people that are, to prevent them from doing things that uh, could potentially be a time waster. I think again, Meetup. It's not Meetup. That's the issue. I think it was my, just kind of, bull in a china shop type style that made it kind of a bust. So, I'll take that on the chin. I think there's but the learning lessons that I learned afterwards are going to be huge. And I think, that's a very solid principle, messaging people beforehand. I didn't know. I could only see the names before. So, that's a gold nugget that had been, extracted from this. So, right now, as you know, I'm building a business from the ground up. This is the relaunch of Best Revenue, the cold calling agency. I call it Smart Calling. We also do video, like infotainment type style. As you can see, I'm making a video like this. Everything that I do, the way I'm communicating with you right now is something that I also offer. It's all the things that marketing agencies don't really like to do. It's combating agency fatigue. So that's a little bit about Best Revenue. And what you're watching right now is the rise of it again from what I would say is ground zero. Obviously, I had a kind of established network, so I'm up. We are we have approached the 5-figure a month range. That's where we're at. And when I say approach, so you can do the math and say it's a little bit over that. We're not, doing the big boy numbers that we need to build a smart city, the first person owned smart city yet. But, I think this is important to have because everybody always talks about, they built this business and this and that, and they don't show you the fails like this. I would consider part of that. It was a bust, right? They won't really talk about that, but you're seeing firsthand day by day of how we're building the business. So where are we at? We have a couple clients right now. We need to get more, of course. We have a podcast tomorrow, by the way. I got another podcast, which I'm obviously going to post the link to, so that you can listen. And it's going to be about, basically arising from tough times and resilience to where I'm at today in AI and leadership, like the, upward mobility. Cause, a lot of companies, they will talk about what they do but most people want to know who are they doing business with, right? I'm the founder and president. Uh, and I'm being very candid about, my life, what led me up here. And so why I think that's important, they say keep business and personal separate, but we don't do that. That's not a natural way that we do business. We don't tend to keep business and personal separate. We all often blend them. We like to do business with people that we want, want to support. We like to see if they have our best interest heart that's going to do good business, right? So, that's why it's important for me, I believe, to kind of give you the backstory that I'm not just in this to start business to make money, right? Really, this is a mission, 100%. When they say a mission-based brand, this is 100% what Best Revenue is. And so I'm actually going to upload some old clips of the first one when we tried to do this. What happened the first time was, long story short, I'll go into it a little bit more, but the pandemic completely just crushed us. And we had to go reinvent ourselves and go back in the lab to recover, right? Sometimes you need to do that. It's like, this is the journey of everything. This one, I'm going to say, I'm not going to use words of passivity. I'm going to say we are going to do this. But, this is, the very preliminary stages. So, we're going to continue to go out and see who needs cold calling services that are professional, not offshoring. Those are the types of people that we want to work with. And, who also might need a video presence, as well, online. Those that I'm keeping it very, very simple, and it's B2B companies, right? So, my next plan of attack really, and it's not attacking anybody. It's actually, going out to help them, is going to be looking at, I'm building up the partnership ecosystem. So, I got a cold emailer, the best cold emailing partner in the game. So when people are asking about, do you do other forms of outreach? Well, I don't do, cold email or LinkedIn outreach, but I got somebody that's the best in the game to do that. Right. When you buy a Porsche, they don't sell, Porsche speakers. They sell the Bose speakers. So I work with the best. Then I'll have the marketing, at a high level, like commercials and all that stuff. I'll be able to offer that. But the next case there is AI voice of inbound. Have a couple players in mind there of who I need to get in touch with. But really what I'm doing is I'm finding people and partners that complement what I do, but are not a conflict of interest. We could have a shared partner because partnerships are the wave. Okay. They are the most important piece. And actually I took five of the best AIs. So Grok 3, which is a phenomenal. I was in the early program to try it out. Claude, Gemini, uh, Breeze / Copilot. And I also did Chat GPT. And I typed in what would be the best way to build business immediately. And they all said partnerships. And I agree. It's a very foreign concept to a lot, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to build a really robust, blooming partners. We're going to take care of our partners. And then right after that, we're going to be hitting the phones ourselves. So it's really easy, right? When we're talking to people is when they answer the phone, there it is. The prospect is going to decide whether or not they want to become a client or whether or not it works, because that's the whole pitch. I got you, high value person, on the phone, and I want to do the same thing for you. How simple is that, right? Cold calling is something that everybody wants right now, and it's a dying art, and a lot of people, they don't do it. So a lot of people are looking outwards for third party agencies, and I'm filling that need in the market. A lot of problems with telemarketing and call center agencies is that they hire juniors and offshoring people. So that's the other pitfall to that, right? So these are the challenges that we have stiff competition, but videos like these to give you transparency. This is different from what none of the agencies are doing this. If a client saw this, they'd say, well, are you crazy? You're going to talk about selling them? Yes, because I'm doing the right thing. I'm looking for people I can genuinely help. So why would I care if I tell them that I'm going to cold call you, or this is how I cold called you, right? Why would they care? If you have nothing to hide and you know that you're doing a great job and that your product or service is awesome, well, we're going to let the world know about that. And then, so the other thing is, I had the Revenue Arts book that was published, and I took it down because now it's kind of antiquated. And that's what happens when you write books about, marketing and all that, or and business development. It goes out of style very quickly. So I'm going to get that back up. And the structure of it is still solid, but there's a lot of things that I need to adapt to the present era, so that it's relevant. So I'll be creating a book as well. And why am I doing that? Well, that's another channel of a way that I can connect with someone. Reading is very intimate. So it's going to have an audiobook form too. You're on the road, you're going to sleep, you're at the gym, you can listen to the book, so you don't have to sit there. I know we're in a distracted world, or you're at work, you're doing chores, you want to hear the best information on business development. I'm constantly researching, constantly testing, and showing you how I'm testing these things, right? Like Meetup, this experiment is ongoing. So we're going to do that. Last announcement, we're going to be doing some live cold calling as well to show you what I do. You're going to see the parts where people hang up on me, they cuss me out. You're going to see the parts they tell me it's a perfect time, and those are the ones that are ultimately going to inspire you. I know that. But I think cold calling is a spectator sport. That's my philosophy on it. I think it should be a competitive sport that is televised. The Cold Call Coliseum, I will get that back up again very shortly. And hopefully to have a team A versus team B type of setting where there's a scoreboard, possibly an individual thing where we have tournaments. Who's the best cold caller, right? I would love to do that. I know there's competitions right now, but I don't feel like they're done the right way. There's a lot that can be done there, and the person that wins gets a money grand prize, but that person always has that footage and that notoriety. That person will be set for life. Everybody's going to want to do business with them. Even the person that came in last place, the fact that they see you openly on camera, I'm telling you, it is the best thing that you can learn, the best skill. Mark Cuban said it, no matter what you think. So, we're on the road right now. We're going back. We get dinner and all that. It's kind of late right now. I'm going to go see the kids and everything like that, the wife. But we're gonna do a little bit more. Like I'll show you the podcast tomorrow. We're gonna do a little filming of it, so you kind of see like the behind the scenes of it. And why are we doing podcasts? Because we need to get the message out. That's what it is. Is we're getting the message out on any channel that we possibly can tap into. And as we start to build more of resources, we're going to put it back in so that we have a better service offering. The more revenue that comes in, the better the business is going to be. The better we're going to be able to serve our clients. The bigger that we're going to get, and then be closer to that mission of getting that first people-owned smart city. So stay tuned. Subscribe here because you're going to want to follow this journey. This is, the first vlog um, of day one. And, so we're up and running. The business is live, man. It is live. We're not talking about anything. We're in action. We're, the website this close to being done. But if you go to bestrevenueco.com right now, you could see the framework that's being built. But there you go. How beautiful is that? Right now at this time, you're gonna be able to see a website, my approach. I'm not worrying about being perfect. I'm worrying about doing things, right? So that's our approach here. We're going to do things and then we're going to optimize afterward. Massive action taking is the key. So, bestrevenueco.com, house out. I'll see you next time. Ciao.